let's talk about Serbia. Serbia have taken part 11 times in Eurovision, 8 of them in the final. They've won once. They won on their debut in 2007 with the song Molitva, of course. And last year, they came 19th in the final with Sanja Illic Balkanika. 24 songs in this year's Serbian semi-final. First semi-final is taking place tonight. The second will take place tomorrow. And the final will take place on Sunday. So we're going to ask our guests what they think of some of the songs. But first of all, thanks for those in the chat room. Keep your questions coming in. Ask your questions. We will put those questions to our panel. Coming to you first, Joe. Take us through your favourites. Good evening, Joe. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys?
Very good. Yeah, very good. Take us through your favourites in Serbia. What should we be looking out for?
My personal favourite, I love the name of this band, is the Wonder Strings. I think it's the Wonder Strings. There's a song called Moje. My notes on here basically said, I mean, most of the entrants are a typical Balkan ballad. This is a nice Balkan ballad, slightly different in the sense that there's more than just a solo person singing it. And I do honestly think, though it's fairly similar, in setup to last year, I do think for me it's probably got the best chance of getting through and qualifying. I think they're in semi-final one this year. The other ones I quite like. Again, another fantastic name, the Gypsy Chord. I love it. And again, it's a bit of a, I suppose it's slightly different way. It's a bit of a disco classic. That comes to mind. Very dated. It's not the best selection in the world, but I think this one sort of stands out. There are others as well that sort of hover on the okay, like I can't pronounce his name, but the song's called Nema Souza. Is it Desnen? And again, he's, it's a little bit similar to Inya for Montenegro last year. So, but they're all very, very similar in the sense of they're all more ballady, so to speak.
Thanks, Joe. I'm going to move on to Jason Darcy. Jason of Jason Darcy Entertains. And Jason, you were entertaining on Saturday at Manchester Calling.
I was indeed. Yeah, it was a really good night. Really, yeah. We had a bit of karaoke as well on the stage. It was fantastic. It's going until 2:30 in the morning. I'm totally shattered now.
Oh, I imagine you are. I imagine you are. Serbia, has that woken you up?
There are a few songs which I've actually watched a little bit of the show earlier. Totally confused on what was going on. Some man at the front with a black eye. I'm not quite sure what was going on there. 3 songs I kind of just, me, I like a bit of a movement to my song. Gypsy Chord was one of them. I did actually quite like that group. Saskia Janks, which is something I can't pronounce. That was quite funky as well. But the name as well. Mr. Do and Do 100. I quite like that. That was a little bit bouncy. But the rest for me are a little bit similar. A little bit balcony. That kind of, not my kind of music, if you know what I mean. It kind of a little bit over my head. So those 3 are probably my most bouncier ones.
Because you like a banger, don't you?
I do.
You do, yeah. and let's be fair, this is a Balkan ballad final, isn't it? I mean, there's 24 entries. The majority of them are ballads. And if you're not into Balkan ballads, this is probably not the national final selection for you. Martin, you love a Balkan ballad. Take us through your favourites here.
In fact, most of my favourites aren't ballads. In my extensive research of initially looking at a 24 selection through 8 minutes and then picking the best 3 that I liked and having a list of them, so not very much. First semi-final's got my favourite in it, which is Sofia Peric with Arrhythmia, and that was sort of up tempo. I really enjoyed that. Then the next two are in the second semi-final. There's a Goga Stanic with Kudo. That sort of caught my eye. And the third one is somebody who's actually been at Eurovision before, and that's Nevena Bozovia with Kruna, and she was part of Moje 3, the three girls who in the Serbian national final were dressed as, she was the one in the middle and there was a devil and an angel by the side of her, and when they got to Eurovision they had this sort of candy powder puff rubbish outfits that was part of the reason why they didn't get through to the final. But hers is more of a ballad. So yeah, but those are the three that are struck, that I liked anyway. I'll probably just be waiting to see which one wins and then sort of comment on that.
So just a point on Nevena Bozovia, you made reference to there. You're right. She took part in Eurovision 2013 as part of Moje 3. She won an award that year. She won the Barbara Dex Award, bless her. Dress of the year. Everyone wants to win when they go to Eurovision, the Barbara Dex Award. But she did actually come third for Junior Eurovision in 2007. So this could potentially be her third Eurovision appearance of such. Nicholas, I'm going to come to you next. What's this selection mean to you? And did you find any songs in there you thought, this is the song that could go and win Eurovision for Serbia?
Lots of Balkan ballads, but not enough Balkan bangers. It's a shame because I usually really like the Serbian songs. I think they can do really well. This isn't the year for them. I feel like if I were to go with one of these very typical Balkan songs that I do feel like works, it is Sasha Jenks's song. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it either. So she came second in the selection last year, and I think she has a pretty good shot this year. Not sure if it's gonna be the winner, but I could see it ending up in the top 3 in the national selection. I do think, because people tend to like these Balkan-styled songs, I think it could go through to the final in Eurovision. Obviously, we saw it last year with the very typical Balkan Serbian entry there. But that's not my favorite. I found my favorite in the Serbian selection. It's my guilty pleasure. It's the song Funked Up. It was the first song to go on in the semifinal tonight, and I absolutely adore it. I don't know why. It's a bit old school, but I really like the style of it, and it's really fun. I'm really worried that it's not going to go through to the final even. I think we'll have the results in a couple of minutes or something. I'm worried it won't go through. It probably won't go through, but I love it. It's great.
You got a fan on the chat room, Nicholas. It says, Life with Matt says, oh my God, Nicholas has an Emma Blackery poster.
That is correct.
Yeah, wasn't listening to a word you were saying. He was more concentrating on the poster behind you, Nicholas. But
oh well.
But great point. Oban, bring you in. What did you think of this selection? And is there any favourites for you?
Stuart, Balkan countries, I have a soft spot. Serbia is a very successful country. And I do love a Balkan ballad, Oro, Molitva, Leila from Bosnia. But this year I'm going to go with an up-tempo Balkan song. My favorite, my top 3 is competing tonight in the first semi-final. Sashka is my favorite, definitely. And then I have Ivana Vladovic, Moje Bor, if I'm not reading it wrongly, and then Sofia Peric is my top 3, and I do hope that Sashka will win the whole thing and bring a good vibe, a positive song, an up-tempo, something maybe can be a little threat to Tamta, and we need some competition, so I hope Sashka will win.
You think you're going to find competition in this selection, do you? You're just playing along again, Oban, weren't you? You're a good old boy. Elliot. Apparently Nez is currently singing in the in Beovizijia, as Martin's just told me. But take us through these 24. Are there any songs in there? And don't worry, I'm not asking you to take you through all 24. Although I could just put you on the spot. But take us through your top songs. What ones are you expecting to do well for Serbia?
Well, we went for all 24. I could really apply the same notes to about 18 of them, which is Balkan Ballad by numbers next. It's not a strong selection for Serbia, first and foremost, and I think they're going to struggle. I mean, they got through in the televote last year. They didn't on the jury in the semi-final, and a lot of their songs are so similar to what they sent last year, which is, I don't think, a good idea because I wasn't a big fan of them last year. If I had to, I have got two which I am like earmarked that stood out for me, and they are Nevena Bozovia with Kluna. I do really like that. I hope she isn't dressed like a girl who fell into a toy box again, because I did like their song in 2013, and it works better in English, but that made no sense in Serbian when they're dressed like they were. The other one, I think I actually want to win, is competing tonight, and it's Natasha and Una with Samo Bezdraha, I think is how you say it. The song itself is nothing amazing, but their voices do work really well together, in the studio at least, and it did sound like a nice duet. And it would be nice to have another female jury just to compete against sisters from Germany as well. And, you know, they're in the first semi-final. Are they going to get out of it? I'm not fully sure with any in this selection, but I do feel like their best bets are Natasha or Nevena. But I do think Dezan is going to win it. He does seem like the big favourite who's competing tomorrow night. And that song to me just sounds like a Shleshko Joskimovic, or however the hell you say his name, but a poor man's version, and I'm not a big fan of him anyway. So I'm not thrilled by Serbia this year. Just bring back Sanja Vucic. Just do that.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple of special mentions here. I think the first one is to Mr. Do with Do 100, and the song that he spent hours writing, because it reads no. It's like a machine gun going off. No.
Lyrical genius.
It's just fantastic. It's fantastic. I want to find the songwriter and shake his or her hand. It's phenomenal.
Didn't a song win in the 70s just going la 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 for 3 minutes? It could work.
I see where the inspirations come from. It's phenomenal. And the second song I want to make point of is Lana and Aldo. And the fact that if you go and have a look at Lana, she looks just a little bit like Toya Wilcox. The resemblance is uncanny. Go and have a look. Toya Wilcox. So, panel, do we think Serbia, and I'm not going to talk potential winners here, do we think Serbia have got something within this 24 that will get them out of their semi-final? Can I come to each of you individually? A big yes or no. Elliot, do you think they're a qualifier this year?
No, not a guarantee.
Jason?
Sadly not.
Well, this is not looking good for Serbia, is it? Joe, you're normally full of optimism. Are you thinking that Serbia has a chance to qualify this year?
No, sorry, no.
It's going terribly, terribly badly for Serbia. Martin, what are your thoughts there?
Seeing it semi-final one and looking at who's already there, probably not, no.
And Nicholas, given what you said, I presume you're a yes?
Mostly yes. I think it really depends on what they're sending. You know, if they send a Balkan ballad in a year full of ballads and mid-tempos, no, probably not.
And finally, our Cypriot correspondent who's dying to talk about Tamta and wants to get over to the next subject. What do you think is going to happen with Serbia? Qualifier or non-qualifier over?
I think, Stuart, for the same reasons, but opposite result for me with Martin. For looking at the semi-final one, they have Montenegro, they have Greece, they have us. We tend to vote for Serbia. And then now that Ukraine is also out, it's a weaker semi-final with a good song. They have a chance. So
I like the optimism. I also think they have a chance if they send Nevena Bozovia. That's their best option. It's a shame for Serbia because there are so many ballads in Eurovision this year that in a year where you pick mostly ballads in the semi-final, you're going down one route. And it's a route of no escape. And there is no escape for Serbia this year. They have to go ballad, in my opinion. Just my opinion. And I think they will.
I think that other issue is that they are one of 5, maybe 6 songs in a foreign language in that semi-final alone. You've got Georgia, Portugal, Hungary, Poland. They're going to struggle.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't see it.
So in summary, the panel do not believe Serbia has what it takes to qualify.